Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. Alright, feels like I never left. I haven't left much the last few days. Anyway, I'll have a big sleep shortly. Now my PC is playing up, so bear with me if it's a bit slow. But you'll want to see this, guys. This is really, really interesting. Okay. You can probably see it already there. There's something very interesting on the screen. So, as I've been talking about, I've been searching through the dictionary. There's some bad stuff going on in the world, and I think there's a lot of confusion. I think there's a lot of confusion in words, so it led me down this path. Fairly long path overall, like a life path, really. Been just learning about as much as I can, trying to understand as much as I can that guy that thinks too much. Alright, let's get into it. What I figured out was a matrix in where every letter of the alphabet corresponded with a word. And it was a little murky trying to figure out what the word was for each letter. Obviously, I couldn't find anything complete out there. There's a lot of, confliction, again, a lot of confusion about this topic. I don't know what the pros know. I don't know when anyone else knows, but this is what I came across and sort of formulated, and once I got the thread out of it, the pieces sort of fell into place, so to speak. So this system, each of our words, which would have been our original core words, all actually extrapolate, probably is the word, right? The conjugations of a sentence. So when you take the letter M, A and the N actually says, which I believe is the original words, I guess, the original language, organic energy unified with inorganic energy. And that's life, as far as I know. That's everything in harmony together. It spells man. It's a bookended structure. You'll see it's a little out of alignment there, which is one of the traps that I kind of figured out. The A in the middle there for unification, bookended by the male energy, generally symbolized as organic energy, but there is a male and a female, masculine and a feminine, and there's just energy overall, which is N, the inorganic energy. And then when you take that and you now add a W and an O to it, you can see that the W is the partner to the M, and if you add in the O there, the O refers to cycle now, circle, cycle. So it extrapolates to a sentence that says the cycle of female energy and male energy unified with energy causes creation. So woman literally means creation. There's the bookended structure again in the man we saw. So this could take a while. I've got a few words, but I think it's important. Obviously, to test my theory, I've got about 35 or so here, I think, and I've done another 10 more on the side since putting this together, and it keeps repeating. It seems to test. It seems to work. So, yeah, this matrix is good. It's proving reliable. Matrix, yeah. Excuse me. Red pills and blue pills. Yeah, I love the concept, especially for it's now fallen out of conspiracy theory land and now out into just the public vernacular, isn't it? All right. Well, I like coloured pills. I think it's just all pill, isn't it? For us, we're all just together. So life. So we bring in an L and an I, an F and an E that aren't in woman or man, and we see that it says the connection of infinite, imbalance, and balance. So the L refers to connection, the infinite, the I, the F is referring to imbalance, the E is referring to balance. All right, so that's the engine of life, the imbalance and the balance. It's like creates the potential It's the movement with the electromagnetism. Anyway, the experts will get all that. That's for them. All right. So right, and of course now very famous the Amen. Okay, so the A represents the unity we saw in the M.A.N statement. The M again, and the E for balance, and the N for energy overall. So unity of organic and inorganic energy in balance. Okay, so the bookended structures there again present in the M.E.N. Okay, so the E is the balance in the middle, and the M is the inorganic energy. The N is just the energy, that is the inorganic. All right, let's move along. All right, I love this one. This is great. I thought to myself, I was put together, all going to need to get bigger space on the lounge room wall or the kitchen wall for our posters. The love, the live, the laugh. The L.L.F.E, so we bring in the V now. So, right, so the L's connection. So the connection of, it reads, the connection of vitality is a cycle of balance, or because, again, I think this one is the bookended concept, the vitality, connection, cycle of balance in the middle. So anyway, there's a trick there, but it still works. The connection of vitality is a cycle of balance. It's the cycle of balance. Vitality, the L, the unity. Bring it, just change the I down, replacing cycle with infinite instead. The connection of vitality is an infinite balance. Life, live, it's an infinite balance ongoing. And the laugh, nice bit, little bit longer here. O-G and H, big G, A big G. All right, it means connection again there with the L at the front, the unity with A, connection of unity, carried to earth in bonding. So we meet a few new letters there. The U means to carry, the G, big G, that's the earth. And the H refers to bonding. It's a connection of unity. It's how people connect together. Carried to earth in bonding. When we laugh, we emit a sign of that, or literally probably the energy itself, out into the earth, out into our environment. So it's just the same when we laugh. We're happy and we're bonded with the earth. Okay, so then we get the joy. It's nice. We see hi J and hi Y. Nice to meet you. A bit of a trick with Y's. We'll get to that. So joy, right? J, it means give to, right? Adds to, but specifically gives to. Because there's another reference to it in here. But anyway, so we see the cycle, the circle in there, and the Y meaning convergence. Coming together into one. It's upside down to what maybe you would normally see it again. Probably it's part of the confusion. A straight line coming down into an upside down Y. But anyway, so yeah, joy means give to. So joy literally would mean that it gives a cycle of convergence. Right? Convergence coming together. It's the joy of coming together in a cycle. And the hope, there's the bonding again, the H we had previously, the cycle again, the circle, P, hello P, P for potential, potential energy, action potential, and the E again for balance. So the hope is the bonding cycle. The bonding cycle is potential for balance. So we hope that's the potential, it's the hope for balance. My personal favourites, here we go, magic and music. All right. So we've got the organic energy represented again with the A for unity, the big G for earth, the I for infinite, and the C. Hello C, nice to see you. But we'd never actually say C, S-E-E. We would just say C, but C didn't mean to sight something with your eyes. It meant an action for good. You can see that in the French. Sorry, I'm going to butcher your beautiful language. The action, the accent on the action, the accent on the C. Because C means an action for good. So magic is the organic energy unified with earth. So that's us. organic energy unified with Earth is an infinite action for good. It's magic. And the music, organic energy, carries a symbol of infinite action for good. So when we sing together, it symbolizes an infinite action for good. It could only be a good thing. These are totally positive concepts here. And the beautiful thing I've been finding is I'm not really finding any negative concepts. There's references to taking away and whatnot, but it's all rather positive. So it's awesome. It's really nice. Oh, gone too far. All right, the give. Okay, so big G again, I and the V, I for infinite, V for vitality, for balance. So Earth and vitality in infinite balance. So it's a bookended structure, the vitality and the Earth and the infinite. But it reads out, well, maybe it's not because it does actually read out the G. Oh no, yeah, see the I is missing there. Yeah, so that it is a bookended structure again. Awesome. To give. And sorry if any of these, so basically because each one is a whole word, we have to add all of our modern, for me to make this like easily understandable, you have to realize there's a few, or a lot in our language obviously that's been added to it that isn't in the original language. So all of our joiners, our as's, our is's, of's, all of that stuff needs to be added in and tweaked to make them form the sentence properly. But you know, the core concepts are there in the words. We get to, yeah, here's a big one, guys. Right, God, by this code, by this matrix that seems to be repeatedly working. Right, God, here's the big G, it's Earth, and the cycle in the middle, and D, we meet a new one. Here we go, hello D. Now, as best as I can tell, D means deprived, right, to take away. But not really, because, you know, you think of it as take away, but really, in a functional sense, take the emotion out of it, and depriving, you know, if I deprive my engine of oil, okay, I'm just taking away oil, right? Just meaning it, I'm separating the oil from the metal of the machine, right? The organic oil separated from the machine. Machine don't run without the organic, guys. All right, so yep, Earth and the cycle are separated, is what it means. So it recognizes that the Earth and the cycle are different, right? They're a different thing. Again, I think if you watch my earlier videos, you know, the circle rides atop the straight line of Earth particles, or all particles, all it's inorganic, separate parts. Okay, so as best as I can see by the code, that is what our original people thought, and it says to me that, well, Earth was their God. If you think about it, the Earth, you know, protects, it provides us shelter, it provides for us, but it also giveth, it taketh away. I can't help it. I have to say it. It can hurt us in natural disasters and natural ways, but it provides for us as well. Primarily, it provides most of the time, isn't it? Most of the time, it's a benevolent God. Sometimes it's angry. All right, this one disturbs me a little bit and saddens me because, yeah, I hate to see the division in the world between people. It's pretty ugly out there. To deprive again, to separate, you know, and we have the IVI. So I guess in the old you would say D.I.V.I.D.E. Right? Deprive the infinite vitality, and I believe it's a comma here or some sort of thing, but to deprive the infinite vitality infinitely deprives the balance. So if you try and divide an individual, that's going to deprive the balance. So any effect on an individual, saying any negative effect on an individual's vitality, or the infinite vitality in general, you know, maybe it just means the infinite. Anyway, it's a statement that sort of encapsulates what dividing is. And then sage, I just got talking of another word related to magic or magicians or something like that, and sage came to mind, and we meet S. And S literally means symbol. After all this time searching around, this matrix tells me that S means symbol, and we've got A and the G and the E that we already know now, and so that a sage is a symbol of unified Earth in balance, which kind of makes sense as well. Right? We have the N, the E.N.D, energy, the balance, sorry, for energy. It's confusing. You think E was energy, but it's not. E means balance. And N is the energy, okay, and then D. So balance of energy, deprived. It's the N. There's no more energy. The balance of energy is gone. Then begin. We meet B, and B is for beneficial, benefit, bene. Okay, and the rest of them we know already. So it's the beginning is the beneficial balance of Earth and infinite energy. So the infinite energy and the Earth. So we have obviously the energy is the magnetism, the electromagnetic force that's associated, with the polar attraction force that is like the engine that drives everything. It spins all the particles around, ion channels in your cells and all that stuff like that. Okay, so there you go. And now we get the out, which makes sense again. Oh, we meet T, right? Okay. Okay, so there's a bit of there's a bit of a trick with T, all right, but we'll go with this for now. So out, right? The cycle, the U carried, and T means the end, terminate, right? Terminus. Cycle carried, a cycle carried to an end. Okay, so it's going to refer to possibly, the end of a life, stepping out, but out in all ways, I guess. And then I couldn't help myself, being raised a Catholic. Here it is, right? I know I've seen some people, and there's a lot out there on what INRI means, INRI, right? But by my code, by my matrix, INRI says something really beautiful and really fitting. Infinite energy restores infinitely. And that means eternal life. And Jesus was that sign for us, wasn't he? For some people at least, but I think, it was for all people, but it's whether you recognize, whether you acknowledge. But you need the knowledge to be able to acknowledge. Right? Okay, so, and then I thought, oh, well, my important word from the other day is, I'll do P.O.R.T. I'll run that through the matrix here. And we have R. I don't think we've met R yet. So potential, P for potential. We covered that one, didn't we? Yeah, the potential cycle is restored to end. But I'm not 100% sure, because there's a trick later on with the T, as I was mentioning. Right? So this, where we put the to end for the T on the end, is, I'm not quite clear yet. But right, so the P.O.R.T means the potential cycle is restored to end. So restored doesn't mean to bring back, to revive. To restore something means to relocate it, to move it. I have it here in store and I take it over there and restore it over there. Okay, so porting relates and specifically says that it's moving something, it's restoring it, take from one place to another, portal. So, and then we can put in run, which was pretty common. I thought, well, what happens with there? It's pretty common, We all run and move around. Is that what it means? And I get from this matrix the run for restore and the carried energy. Right? So to run is to restore the carried energy. So this is to store. It's the potential cycle is restored. And then to run something, right? It's basically carried energy, right? So to restore the carried energy, to move something. And it would probably specifically refer to the message. We carry the message. That's my suspicion. All right, run. Oh, here we are. Hello, cry. This one did make me cry when it dawned on me, because I started to punch it into the matrix as I would spell it now, and soon realised that that's not correct. We would have spelled it CRI. This Y it's a modern addition, because if I use Y, it means convergence, which still works, but it restores coming together. but it doesn't really work. Anyway, so cry, right? C, the capital C means an action for good, and only that. And it restores the R, but it restores infinite, not convergence. It's CRI, an action. So when you cry, you are making an action for good that restores infinite. You know, we know after we have a cry, get it out of our system, we feel better afterwards. All right, we get a bit more complicated here. We want to really test the matrix, make sure it's performing well. Artistic. So here's where I fell into a little trap. I started to punch in T's into it, and it was messing up, meaning, you know, end, and it was messing things up. So there's one here left in here. And I realized that what went on in the old languages is that in a lot of instances, mainly when it was at the end or inside the word, we didn't pronounce the T. It was a full stop. It was like a period point, a separation in the word. So the word artistic actually in the old language is A-R-I-S-I-C. So, and then if you read it out from there, you can see that you have the unity and the restoration. Unity restored, full stop, and then the IS is infinite symbol, and then the IC is an infinite action for good. So unity restored. So to do art is to restore unity, and the art is an infinite symbol, that doing art is an infinite action for good. So artists, right, go nuts. All right, and the enter. All right, so that one, again, this is where I figured out the T issue, right? And I'd seen this in the churches. I'm pretty sure it's the E.N.D in the Catholic churches, either side of the cross. The cross is not at the top, but anyway, we'll get to the cross. Anyway, balance of energy. See, balance, E, energy, balance of energy, full stop, balance restored. Right? So the E-N-D-R, it's implying that balance is returning. It's the return of balance, balance of energy, balance restored. Right? The balance is moved, and would be suggestive in this instance of returning to us. Okay, next one, exit. Okay, so again we see the T. We can go with silent T. So in the old day we would say exi. We wouldn't need to pronounce the T, because indeed the word itself is the T. It's the exit, it's the removal, the permanent removal of, right? So balance, X, right? To infinite, removed, X, to take out completely, to remove. Right? So the balance is removed to infinite. Total exit, completely done. Do that with evil, exit. Yeah, there you go, exorcism, exercise. Getting something out, get rid of it. Action, the action word itself. I thought, yep, there we go. I know that C is an action for good. So what's the whole action word? Okay, because I thought, oh, well, even the I-O-N is, you know, probably just a modern addition. But no, right? The I-O-N, and I've seen the I-O-N on buildings and stuff like that, in those buildings. So the AC is divided, right? The AC means unity is an action for good. And the I-O-N, the infinite cycle of energy. So an action is unity between us is an action for good, and it is an infinite cycle of energy. All right, sorry about the sniffling and all that. And, you know, I'm not media trained, obviously. Not perfect. I don't like too perfect. Yeah, pretty's nice and tidy's nice, but too perfect, it's too fake. It's not natural enough. Anyway, these are our common friends here. The sun, which is the symbol, the unity of energy. Oh, sorry, not the unity. See, it tricks me up still. The U doesn't mean you. It means carry. See, it's a bowl. It carries. It's a bowl. All right, the sun, right? It's our symbol of carried energy. That's what we saw the sun as. It carried the energy. We understood it. We recognized it. That's what brought the energy to power life to us. The sun. It was our symbol of carried energy. and the moon. Here's a trick. Obviously, the O has been added. We've got a double in cycle, get that out. It's just Mon, right? For Monday, Moon Day, Loon Day, L-U-N, in other dialect. Anyway, our other language. So the moon, the organic energy in cycle with the inorganic energy. So the organic energy in cycle with the inorganic energy is life. So the moon was our symbol for organic life. And the sun was the symbol for the energy that isn't alive, which makes sense, doesn't it? So far the matrix is working pretty well. Let's go. Oh, here we go. All right, this is a big one. One on the page. Yeah, left a bit of space for this one, but have a bit of a chat. All right, so I thought this would be interesting. Again, curiosity always gets the better of me. That's probably the reason why we ended up here. Well, I ended up here, and now we end up here. Hopefully everyone gets to see this and shares it, likes it. All right, so the Jesus. So if I use my G, if I just pull this straight out of my matrix as is, the original matrix, it says gives balance. It's just nice. And symbol carries a symbol that carries a symbol, because all symbols carry a symbol. They are a symbol. Symbol is a symbol. It's a circular reference. And it's nice because really the whole meanings of these words are matched with each other, are like circular references to the core principles of life. What is life and energy? Alright, so I figure that it's actually a later addition, and that it's two different words joined together. The word gives balance is one sentence is one sentence, gives balance, and the second sentence is that the symbol carries a symbol. So I think, this is awesome. Again, with the INRI, this, just sort of reinforces for me that, regardless of belief, that Jesus stood for good. That's what it's all about. There's a lot of confusion, I think, about what's real and what's not about Jesus, but that might not be, well, maybe it is someone's fault, but I don't know. It's not our fault anyway. So, any confusion, we couldn't blame each other for it. Something was lost here, and we can't be blamed for not understanding something that was lost. So with the Jesus, I think it's awesome that the INRI works, and that his name itself says that he's a symbol that gives balance. And when I think about the Christian cross, obviously the way we know it, it is an uneven cross. I mentioned it in one of the earlier videos, which is it's not an alphabetical symbol for balance, but it is become a symbol of imbalance, an uneven cross. So an even cross would indicate balance, uneven. Okay, but the guy hanging up there, that was put up there, right, his body shape itself, well, that is an even cross. And I figured all we could do, because I don't like the fact that Jesus hangs on an uneven cross, something not right about it. But we could do something about it. We could cut the top off and cut the bottom off. And cut the bottom off would essentially take him down off the cross, wouldn't we? Right? Drop him down off there, get him down. He's had a long, tough ride up there. And, just the symbolism of him off the cross in the same position, it's already out there. It's already there. So that's what I'd do. I'd go. If I could find some, I don't keep them around. I'm more of a keep crystals and rocks kind of guy. But yeah, I'd chop off the top and the bottom. I'll keep the Jesus and just bring it back into balance. All right, let's move on. Here's a bit of a longer one. Let's continue with the silent T. So it's actually con inue. And the C again, there we go, leading off, an action for good is a cycle of energy. Stop. And then inue, infinite energy carries balance. Excuse me. Need to go and have a big rest. Right. The sing song sang, I like these guys as well. Hey, I like all of it, but this one works nicely, right? To sing is a symbol of infinite energy on earth. The song is a symbol of cycle of energy on earth. And the sang, the symbol of unity of energy on earth. So I like those guys in a nice little group there. They punched out nice and easily. Once the code was cracked, this just seemed to roll out nicely. As you can see, it's fairly reliable, and I started to get, I wonder, this is probably, it can't be right. Little old me hasn't done this. But anyway, I've done something, and I think it's a good something. Even if it's the wrong something, or the experts come out and shout me down and say, oh, yeah, you're wrong. What do you know? There's your qualifications. Yeah, I don't care. I think it's a good symbol and it's a good message. So, and it seems to work. I'm going to pin some up on my walls. All right, suspicious. We all know the word. Nice big long word, suspicios. And it's generally, if you think about it, it's generally got a negative connotation in life now, isn't it? To be suspicious, you're distrustful in a way. And I've always been pretty distrustful. Again, that's why I ask the questions and I keep searching until I find a satisfactory answer. And I'll take an answer that I'm not satisfied with, but I'll keep looking as well. Take a thread from it. Maybe there's something there. Every interaction, we influence each other. Every interaction lends something. Just even just brief glance, short eye contact, even that alone, it's still something. It all still adds to the energy and the magic. You meet another person's eye and friendship, and it's a nice feeling. Right, so suspicious translates out to symbol carries a symbol of potential infinite action for good that infinitely carries the cycle of symbol. And that is got to be one of the original tongue twisters. That would have been laughing and having fun with that, I think. So slowly, the symbol carries a symbol of potential infinite action for good that infinitely carries the cycle of symbol. So what it's saying is, if you see a symbol, understand that a symbol carries a symbol. It's trying to tell you something. It's there for a reason, right? This is the superstition, the suspicious. But it's carrying a symbol, a suspicion, a symbol that is a bad omen, especially a bad omen. It's a potential for bad, but a symbol that's potential infinite action for good. Well, that's good. But the statement actually says, right, so you recognize that a symbol carries a symbol, right? It's a potential infinite action for good because it infinitely carries the cycle of symbols. Because if you don't see the signs, if you don't entertain the fact that the symbol that you think, ooh, I've got a bad feeling about that's funny, why is that there at this time? Well, you should be suspicious. That's what it's saying. You should be worried because it could be a danger. It could be a danger to us, right? So to be suspicious is like a guarding action. It helps protect us. So to be suspicious is an infinite action for good because it helps us infinitely carry the cycle of symbols. That's what we do. We're the messengers. We carry the sign, the symbol to each other and pass it on. So that's a nice little tongue twister, but it really does work out when you read it properly. All right, guys, and of course with suspicion, here we go. We got to know what's right. We wouldn't pronounce the right, it's just rye. We know it's rye. All right, so it means to restores the infinite earth bond. That is what is right. Big G, the earth, H, the bond. Right? That which is right restores the infinite earth bond. The bond between us and the earth, which is our God. Make no mistake. I mean, you can believe and are welcome to believe. I can't see any harm in believing that there is a further existence or another place we'll go where we'll meet a being that created this magic. That's an awesome thing. To have faith, in a way, faith got me here. I just sort of followed my instinct. I followed what I believed was the symbols were trying to tell me, and it brought me this nice little matrix. So now I've shared it with all you guys, and the job now is, if you think it's good, if you think it's fun, print it out, put it up on your wall, share it with your friends. It's a neat little bit of a magic trick, I think. It's a little bit of word magic. I guess it just keeps going. It seems to reliably test. So there's a fair bit more detail. Not all those words cover all the letters of the alphabet. There is some more. And there are some other issues with structures as well, which haven't been accounted for in this set of words, but are accounted for. I'm satisfied. Anyway, I'm happy I've seen something awesome and a really good magic trick. So we want to share it if you believe it, and I do. I think this is something quite incredible. Share it around with your friends and download it, store it, give it some safekeeping, because if I happen to be right, we don't want to lose this again. Okay, that's why, yeah, we've got to keep this safe. It's a keep safe thing, this. So, you know, I don't know. Everyone, some people might not think this is good. Some people might find this really bad. I don't see any harm in it, but I can see an angle, a perspective of, you know, possibly there could be people who think that this shouldn't be out there. I think you know what I'm getting at. But so anyway, that's what I'm saying. So get it out there as quick as possible, spread it around. So if anything did happen, you know, some sort of shutdown process or some sort of what do they call it now? The ban hammer. I don't know. Just putting it out there, open to all possibilities, right? But get this out there, download it, keep copies of it everywhere, give it to everyone. It's for the world. Yeah, I think I've stumbled across it. And even, like I said, even if it's not completely right, it's a cool little magic trick. And yeah, so let's go, use it, have fun, chuck in some words, think of some words that you're curious about or that you know, and you've got to keep in mind they'll have to be original core words. But if you take most of our bigger words, there's a core like start to the word, and if you pull that out and chuck it into the matrix there, you can follow along, go back through the slides, and you can pick out and form it up, and then you can start making your own sentences out of these words. And hey, try your own name, maybe something will come out from that as well. So, all right, guys, I'm quite tired, but it's been fun. Yeah. Oh, look, it's well, I've got you all. I know it's a long one, but anyway, it all, you know, this action for the good, and going back to the previous videos about the incantation, saying that hypocrisy, talking about hypocrisy and how not being hypocritical was an action for good. Being hypocritical is an action for bad. When your voice, your words, and your actions don't match, it's a deception, and deceptions are actions for bad. They create bad magic and bad energy. And being a little bit of a Star Wars fan, not so much these days. I don't like the angle it took, but the original core again, all about that. The George Lucas core. So what did Anakin do, guys? That was so bad. Yeah, we all know he went in the temple and he killed all the younglings. And you know, while he did it, from memory, I haven't watched it recently, but from memory, I remember that while he took those actions, he never made a sound. He didn't open his mouth or say anything. So it was just action without words. So that can be bad, that can be evil as well. But the safe play is always, because I believe, you know, sometimes actions without words obviously can be a good thing. But always when actions match words, when your actions and your words match, that can only be for the good. All right, guys, I'm had enough. I'm out of here. And there's heaps more, by the way. I know if you watch the other videos, I haven't even done the demonstrate, the demonstrate, but I think I've demonstrated a fair bit. I hope I've demonstrated a bit. And, you know, the demon and the demand, well, the demand, the D wouldn't have been pronounced. It would just be to demand. To demand something, you know, sounds pretty bad, obviously, right off the bat, and it's very close to demon, isn't it? So can't have a fiddle with it and see what you can come up with. Right, work together on it. Get a whole new dictionary set up out of this matrix. And say, hey, it's the It's the fun dictionary. Gives us a giggle. All right, guys, that is it. Stop rambling. All right, having a good time. Love you all very much. I hope everyone gets to see this video. It's weird that, I think this is a cool thing and it may end up, getting out to the world a bit. So it's super cool. It's been awesome fun. I got more to talk about. I hope I get a chance to. And I'll see you all again soon. Okay, bye for now.